In January 2020, the LargsNaz Church Board met for our Vision 2020 planning meeting, and we thought about our resources and capabilities, our call, and the needs of our community. We created a vision statement that focused on hospitality, health, and holiness. According to our vision statement, hospitality meant providing a welcoming, safe space and fellowship at the Lord's table. That's when our hospitality ministry was formed, and it would support things we were already doing, like the Light Bite Cafe, our Christmas and New Year's Day dinners, and also develop new ones like Lunch and Learn classes.
But we all remember what happened next. The COVID lockdown happened, and providing a welcoming, safe space and fellowship became a difficult task. Our church was closed for more than 500 days, but God would show us new opportunities, and the Holy Spirit would lead our hospitality ministry in new ways so that we could meet the physical and spiritual needs of those in our community.
Prior to the lockdown, we had occasionally provided the Largs Food Bank with meals. When the lockdown occurred, we again reached out to them, offering to cook weekly meals for the folks they served.
Long story short, LargsNaz prepared, packaged, and delivered into the homes of folks in Largs and surrounding communities more than 10,000 meals and even more delicious home-baked treats. It was a tremendous blessing to be able to care for our neighbors in such a tangible way. On the label of each food parcel was information about LargsNaz and an invitation to worship with us, and we saw views of our YouTube services increase as a result. We provided these meals until May of 2023, when we began to concentrate on in-person events and providing meals at them rather than via delivery. We continue to have a wonderful relationship with the Largs Food Bank and receive food donations from them when they have excess.
During the lockdown, we also partnered with other churches and prepared meals for members of their congregations, and with the council and the Largs Resilience team, who delivered meals to some of our most vulnerable neighbors, checking in on them while delivering the meals. On Christmas Day and New Year's during lockdown, volunteers cooked and prepared hundreds of meals that were then delivered to the homes of folks in the community and to those working as first responders during the holiday season.
Along with our online worship services and meetings on Zoom, this became the way LargsNaz did church during the lockdown. But the lockdown didn't last forever, thankfully. And when we were able, our hospitality ministry created and supported in-person gatherings that would provide a welcoming, safe space and fellowship at the Lord's table.
In November 2022, we began a weekly event on Thursdays called Common Ground, providing a warm space, hot soup, homemade rolls, tea, and coffee. After the first event, we began offering a full dinner buffet. The response was and continues to be tremendous. On most Thursdays, between 30 to 50 kids and grown-ups are coming for dinner right here in our sanctuary, and it has become such a beautiful place for people of all ages to eat together. Common Ground has become one of the things that LargsNaz is known for in our community.
Around that time, we also began Super Awesome Story Time on Wednesdays, specifically for youngsters and their guardians. There, everyone enjoys homemade soup and warm rolls, a Bible story, and a fun hands-on activity.
Our Lunch and Learn workshops also returned after the lockdown, and we've had a great response to topics like Eat Less, Move More, Healthy Gut, Healthy Life, and Sushi Made Simple.
But by far, our most successful classes have been our Takeaway Homemade and Takeaway Homemade Kids classes. We've seen incredible response to them, and most importantly, invaluable relationships have been forged through them. And all costs for the workshops have been and continue to be funded by the Largs Community Council Access to Food Group, Morrison's, and the LargsNaz Hospitality Ministry, so there's no cost to those attending. Participants enjoy tasting the recipes they're learning to cook, and they take home what they've made in class. It's an amazing opportunity for the church to share the love of Jesus in a very practical way.
We also partnered with the Boys Brigade and held 4 packed cookery classes that taught the boys basic cooking and food budgeting skills. These workshops were quite popular with the students and group leaders who attended. We are looking forward to holding additional classes as well as potentially partnering with the Girls Brigade for similar workshops.
After 2 years of being shut down by COVID restrictions, we were finally able to share Christmas Day 2022 and New Year's Day dinners with the community, and the sanctuary was completely full to capacity for both events.
And because of the tremendous attendance at last year's event, we moved this past year's Christmas dinner location to a larger hall where we shared a Christmas Day meal with around 60 folks in the community. The volunteers who helped make the day special were from all around the community. It was an absolutely brilliant day, and we are so thankful to those who helped make it happen through their prayers, giving, and participation.
But it's not just Christmas and New Year's that provide opportunities to reach out to the community. Our hospitality volunteers show up in the summer for events like the Viking Gar Family Fun Day. LargsNaz volunteers have also distributed sandwiches, soup, and sweet treats to kids and families at other events at the Viking Gar Recreational Center to help combat food insecurity during the summer holiday.
The LargsNaz Hospitality team has also organized and hosted our very first Easter Family Fun Day, where approximately 100 kids, guardians, and volunteers enjoyed a beautiful day at Douglas Park. We provided delicious snacks, face painting, crafts, and an Easter egg hunt.
Our Life in the UK potluck and quiz night was fun for the whole family, and we've also participated in a Largs Thistle Football Club event where we were able to spread the word about our community outreach offerings.
During Yuletide, we provided a warm space, delicious soup, traditional Mexican Yuletide burritos, and hot chocolate to the community.
Our focus on hospitality has also affected our Sunday mornings. When the lockdown was first lifted, we found that we could accommodate many more people by functioning on Sunday morning not as a worship space, but as a hospitality venue. And worshipers came to the LargsNaz Cafe Sunday brunch, where they ate and fellowshipped as we watched the online service together. The LargsNaz Cafe model continued until June of 2022, but it influenced our hybrid shared meal model of in-person worship that we continue to practice. And it's been so well received that we're pretty urgently searching for a larger worship space. The LargsNaz Hospitality Ministry Committee is also responsible for setting up, cleaning up, and providing delicious food for our Sunday morning services.
Our hospitality ministry is supported not only by financial donations, but also by donations of food and supplies by local organizations and shops. We participate in a food share program with our local co-op grocery store. So every evening we pick up healthy orange sticker food and either preserve it to be used in our meals and classes or stock our hospitality fridge. This is such an incredible way to save healthy food that might otherwise end up in the landfill, and we are so grateful to our friends at the co-op for the opportunity. Because of our food preservation activities, we recently visited West Kilbride Primary School to talk with two P5 classes about several methods of food preservation. The kids tasted several kinds of preserved foods like dehydrated carrots, sweet peppers, and mushrooms, which they said tasted like chocolate, and freeze-dried pineapple, peas, bananas, and sweet peppers. Their overwhelming favorite, however, was dehydrated marshmallows. Most exciting of all, though, was the fact that we got to invite them to our cookery classes and let them know that we'd soon have a freeze dryer at the church, and they were welcome to come see it in action. Our new freeze dryer will greatly enhance our ability to prevent food waste and to feed our community. Ask us about that if you get a chance.
We hope that you'll keep LargsNaz and our hospitality ministry in your prayers as we share the love of Jesus with those around us, and we thank you for the opportunity to share with you all.